Ooh.
Hey everyone, welcome to such a smooth start for week 3 of Fiercely Flash. Welcome back to Zoom. I'm so happy we're here again. Today we're talking about POV and setting, and it's a little bit longer on the lecture side of things because this is the one I compressed so that we can time after next have Randy and Jesse and Randall come and talk Lonra with us. So bear with, and I know that you have these slides, so be sure to stop me if I'm going too fast, because I always want to get to the writing because that's the most fun part, right? We have new stuff this time. Okay, I'm going to share a screen. Tell me if you see all kinds of crazy stuff instead of what I want you to see. No,
Like nothing.
no,
Are you
I'm,
saying crazy people?
Yeah.
I just, there we go.
Uh-oh, look out.
Just this slide.
Okay, thank you. It just gave me suddenly new options, just like my new recorder lets me do just an application. It was like, would you like to record an application window? And I'm like, I kind of would, but I'm not going to try something new now. I
No,
was so pleased to be
please.
able to make up my flowers with the new background instead of the flashy black thing. I feel like got technology by the tail, and so it bit me when we got on Discord tonight.
This
I
is
like the
beautiful.
flowers though.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. I really like them against a black background. It reminds me of any of the literary books that are written kind of at the turn from the 18th to the 19th century. They do covers like this
Mm.
a lot of the time. I love them. So I did something a little different for our sensory memory write-up this time. I actually gave you examples like picturing an airplane trip or favorite library experience. I thought you don't have to write these. You can write whatever's coming to mind, but I feel like I should be shaking things up for you a little bit so that you have new experiences when you come in here. So you can either go from things that are on this slide or just write whatever's on your mind. So I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 2 minutes to write. I'm going to do 3 minutes because I feel like you need a little more time, even though we started late. So here we go. Okay, then. Hopefully, you have stumbled upon some surprising memories or something new. And I would love to hear from you. How did it feel to have something different up here to write to? Did you come up with something you might not have before? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh, great. So more of this.
Yeah, I like the prompts too. I
Okay.
like the little needle to my brain.
Nice, nice. Okay. And hopefully, obviously, even though it's personal memories often that come, sometimes you might be writing about a character's memories, but also there is an argument out there in the literary world that we can't write anything that isn't autobiography because even when we write fictional experiences, we have to write them from something we know. And so it doesn't hurt to be writing about your memories. It's all transferable to our experiences when we're writing fiction. Yeah. Awesome. So now that's the part where I feel like a genius. I just pick up my phone and advance the slide. That makes me think that someday I may not crawl into a hole and be old yet. I feel so old today. So we've talked about point of view before, and I come back through and I work on the slides every time, but these are pretty similar if you've been in the class before. What I wanted to say, um, I got to move you guys over. Here we go. What I wanted to say about this, the first person point of view does have this we in it. So we need to remember that the we is sometimes plural from the first person point of view, but sometimes it's that collective. So if you looked at the readings that I offered, I got us a collective we to look at because that's one of my favorites to play around with. But I also, for bonus readings, added just a first person plural so that you would get a chance to just play with the difference while you were looking over the readings. And the thing about first person, so I mean, one of the greatest ways to change up what you're doing when you're revising your flash fiction is to change the point of view. And if you haven't written in first, and changing it to first can sometimes create the sense of intimacy, right? That being granted that direct access to thoughts and emotions, that can really change a reader's experience with your narrator. But at the same time, sometimes you don't want that. And sometimes you're limited by what a first person narrator can do. So this, when you're going in first, you're really putting whoever's the protagonist front and center, unless they're like a side observer, but that's for another class. Oh, I about advanced the slides, not with my not with my phone. That wouldn't have gone well. So then the second person point of view is the you, your, yours. And quite often when we have people writing in other point of views, like first or third, the I, the he, she, will see you pop up because they might be addressing somebody. So you have to be careful when you're reading and you see a lot of that second person pronoun showing up. You have to then say, is that the narrator or is that somebody that the narrator's speaking to? So it's a distinction you should be looking for. And I find it incredibly alienating in the large form. I've read entire novels written in the second person, but I find it charming and engaging most of the time in the flash form because it's such a brief period where you're literally asking the reader to try on this character and become that character. And that's a really other intimate act you're asking them to do, especially if you want them to try on someone who's not a close fit. And that could be what's so great about the experience for your reader. If you're in the second person, they get to be somebody else. Third person limited, you're close into the people's viewpoint that you're writing the he, she about, and we can't know anything more about that world but what they know, and we can't be inside anybody else's head but that narrator's head. If you go third person omniscient, you do have access to everybody's thoughts and knowledge, and the omniscient narrator is godlike. That's part of why the word omniscient is chosen for it. At the same time, you really have to be sure you can establish that for your readers well, a distinct voice that isn't any of the people in the story, but one telling about the story. Otherwise, it can kind of be a whiplashy, head hopping effect if they're like, wait, is this third person limited? Do I have a separate narrator? And so I have a great article on this if you want, more where there's a editor named Ellen Brock, who has this great article on the difference between an omniscient narrator and how to avoid head hopping. That's not a difference between, that I really like. And some of you may have seen it with Class with Me, but if you want it, just reach out to me and I can easily send it to you. It's a
Yes.
link. Yes, to
Because
Jen.
well, the first book I wrote was much like that, and here's where they called me the head hopping queen, and yet I've since read books, and I went back to some of the old books that I love to read, and that was a common thing, and I thought most of my betas said that they didn't have a problem with it, but I was told you're head hopping, you can only have one POV per chapter. And that really threw me because I don't either. I didn't handle it well, or I don't know. But I would like to see that article. Yes, I'll email you about that because
Absolutely. Yeah.
it feels natural to write that way to me. I don't know why. Because probably I read that. I don't know.
Well,
Okay.
and
I've seen books written that way though, where it's not necessarily broken up by the chapter, but you have that asterisk different when you're flipping heads rather than, you know, in the same continual paragraph. So not necessarily breaking up by chapter. I have seen it done really well within a chapter. It's just broken up in sections.
Yes,
You
it
see
just
that
can't
a lot in
be.
romance. Romance genres tend to do that too. Yeah.
Well, and the person who does it horribly, I mean, I'm not kidding. I had never read a Nora Roberts book, and I finally said I should read one. And of course, you know, I read audiobooks most of the time, and I was in the barn slinging hay, and I mean, thank goodness I was alone. I was like, oh, she did not, straight out loud. I had four heads, eight
No,
set of
she
ears,
didn't.
swung straight at me. Like, what are you yelling about? So it does happen, and she's a very successful author. It's
Yeah.
not, you know, depending on, I mean, Nora Roberts can get away with it. Did she always do it? Probably not. Or has she been writing so long that maybe it was less something they were less conscious of? But right now, people trying to get book length work published, you have to really know. You either have to have a distinct, omniscient voice, and that voice is telling the whole story, or you have to have at least section breaks, like Allison is talking about, in between. Nora Roberts does it in the same, I'm positive it's the same paragraph. I mean, it was, I haven't listened to another book of hers because I'm like, I just
That's
can't.
tough.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's an industry. I mean, I was a heavy romance reader, historical romances for a long time, and involved in Romantic Times magazine and stuff, right? And so, I think going back to like Joanna Lindsay and Shannon Drake and Virginia Henley, they've been writing so long, and they have styles that people adapt to that you can get like you know, Nora Roberts, you can get away with it. Whereas some of the other ones can't pull it off as well. But, you know, some of those prolific writers, it works.
well, and I
Yeah,
have
it
to
does.
tell you, in my opinion, it did not work. But, you know, I mean, I do this for a living. If I was editing her, I'd be like, girl, no, we just can't.
Not no, but hell no.
Right.
Okay.
I feel so strongly about it. And for,
Alrighty.
I think, many of you have seen this poem, not poem. Oh my God. Flash I'm working on, the We Laugh Flash, that talks about moving through women's decades of life. And that Flash is a fourth person collective. And so is the one that I picked for us to work on this time. And what it is, for a long time, I didn't know what this was called. I just knew it was fourth person. I knew it was a lot of people. And I finally found an article that called it collective. And I really like that because it's representing a group, you know. So say it was the, you know, Circus Clowns of America Association, that we could be circus clowns, right? I don't know where that came from. But it's when they're representing as a single narrator using the plural pronoun we. Ooh, somebody's transcribing the meeting. That's fine by me. Okay.
No,
What
I
else?
just turned the closed captioning on and didn't know it went to everybody.
Oh, no, it's super helpful. It just tells me that somebody's closed captioning it. And Sarah used to do that all the time, you know, our Sarah Laurie, because she had a little bit of a hard time following voice. So it's a great idea to do. And it also is hilarious what it thinks I'm saying half the time. So anyway, what's so fun about the collective is that last line that I have here. It adds a sense of mystery and dissociation, because it's sort of like we. And nobody can speak for an entire collective, and yet we do, and I think it works really well, as we'll see in the reading today. Any questions about POV, because we're about to step into setting? Okay, and I'm a great collector of articles on things. So if ever you want something more and you want to just reach out and say, do you have any more material on this topic? I probably do. And so don't hesitate to ask me. I'm happy to share any resources that I have. Speaking of resources, Tommy Dean was just posting that he's got a bunch of new classes coming up, and they all look so amazing. Again, go to Tommy Dean's site. I just think he's plumb affordable, and I think you would enjoy. He's really smart, so I do recommend his classes. There's one on revision. It's a 1-day class, and I might try to take that. The timing's a little off, and then there's another one that's over several weeks that I really want to take, and I think it's like $135 for 4 sessions or something, so affordable. Okay, setting. I was really enjoying in the latest client book I read. This client always was using the setting to do more. It was raining. It was the peak fall color on the East Coast. So the setting is a backdrop, but it's also your context, it's your environment, and it can add to that characterization or even be a character, as you know, and it really can set a tone in your writing. And so when you have a setting, I'm judging a flash fiction contest right now, and I put up the things I wanted to look at in a little chart I was making. I've judged this contest enough to know that I need notes on it. And I put setting, and in the first 10 out of 17 entries, I put none because I couldn't tell where they were. And I can't emphasize enough that there should be a sense of setting when you're writing. I mean, you don't, unless it's a true thought piece, and I can't even picture how that worked, but I'm trying to be flexible that there is a possibility. Really, readers want to be like, it's almost like being in a pool and finding out whether it's too deep or not. They just want to be able to stretch their toe down and touch something. They need to be grounded somewhere to have the experience with you. That was a pretty good metaphor I used for that. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, sorry that we're off Discord. You could have given me an air horn.
I know. My personal favorite.
Yeah. So the setting does more, obviously. Atmosphere, symbolism, tone, theme. I really want to push on this profound truth. A lot of times this universal relatability can be expressed through the freighted meaning that you're putting in all these pieces. And I like the word freighted. It could be weighted. It's that everything should be doing double duty. And I think for some of you, and I'm so sorry I didn't get to your stuff until today. The last week was a little bit insane. But if you put something up in the Fiercely Flash Discord, I wrote back to you all on your writing. And for somebody, I was saying, every word counts. Take that it out of there. Or I think for Jen, I was saying, forget your love affair with the word and, and it's all to say that we really have to think about how everything is functioning together. And it's you could be this serious about your manuscript length work, but it's way more important that every single thing has been considered, turned over, like that kaleidoscope quote I have, what effect is it going to create as your reader looks back on what you wrote, and how will it, make new ideas and help crystallize their experience from everything having more meaning than just being a word. Yay, we did it. Sorry to be so fast. I want to leave all the time for writing. Next week, we're going to talk about sensory detail. I don't know how to tell you when those things look like little jellyfish instead of celebration. I don't know how to tell you that when I was judging this contest also, I have a column for sensory detail, and in most of the 10, there's none. There's none. And it's the same thing. So when we write nonfiction or fiction, whether it's flashed or whether it's something longer, anything we write, if you can just tell yourself, like, just put a big sticker on your monitor and have it say, start with the body, it your reader needs to be strapped in, part of the same roller coaster ride as your character. And so they need to have the sense that they're tasting and touching and smelling, that they know which county fair this roller coaster is in. I can't emphasize enough that we have to, especially if you're being as short as 300 words, you really have to take, 7 words and put us somewhere so that that profound truth you're getting at, that really, woo woo metaphorical symbolic stuff you're doing comes through, because we feel like we're grounded in something, even if it's unreality, even if you're grounding us in a nightmare instead of a physical location. Any questions? I want to psych you up about week 5, which is not next week, but the week after.
Skip over week 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they couldn't do next week. That's when it was last time. So week 4 is going to be sensory detail. Week 5 will be the Jesse and Randall takeover again. I imagine they'll have a different slide next time, but they're just so great. I just want to hype you up, and I'm so excited that they're willing to teach this again. If they ever don't come, I'm going to have to fill in for them, but I'm just not the same as they are.
Will they participate and join in the prompt writings like they did that last time, didn't they?
I hope so. Yeah. I mean,
Randall.
I've asked them to give feedback to y'all during that time. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in programs. They're, I mean, yeah, they live really busy lives, but if they will, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, you're stuck with me. Okay. That's us. And then I think if I go like that, ha, we're on fire. Do you all have the handouts that I sent you, or do you need me to put them up in the share screen?
I've got it online.
Just a minute.
And I don't know if most of you have been in there, but if you didn't get a chance to see each other's work, holy crap. I mean, please be revising and start sending out. I'm so excited about the work you're doing. The energy in this space blows me away. I think it's possibly more than last time. And how is that possible?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
So
good.
you're all smart, good writers, and I want you to be getting out there and publishing. Because Jen is getting her tuition back from this class because she was the first one to publish.
Nice.
So, but we're in the next round. So we're looking for the next publisher can win tuition to the next round which will be in January. So, write your stuff, send it out. First person who can report that they were picked up, not that it actually appears, because who knows what timing is. But if you can provide me your acceptance, then I will offer you free tuition into the next class. Well, whichever class you choose. Like if you can't take the next one but want to do a later one, that's fine too.
So Jen buys the first round of drinks after the session. Yay!
That's easy to do from here.
I don't think that's one of the reactions. Let me see if there's a beer or a glass of wine in the reaction. I'll send you all one.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so we're on to the readings, on to the writing, on to the part that we're all here for anyway, right? And this one, so Nancy Stolman is the one I've said before. You've seen it in the week 1 handout. She has that great book. I think it's called Going Short, whatever. She's the one who wrote that. And this is that new journal I was telling you about, the Women's Journal, Hot Flash Literary Review. And there's a couple of amazing pieces from it. I hope that, I believe, Dan and Chris, that the writing is really relatable. I don't think you're being excluded by being men. I think that the writing is just good writing. And I hope that you agree with me. Does anybody want to read Fever by Nancy Stolman?
Probably not Melissa. I think it's too close to home.
It might be appropriate. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up to you all.
I can do it if you.
Thanks.
I've been non-existent around here these days.
But look how great you look now.
Yeah.
Right. I have to do a field day tomorrow at school, and it was back to school night last night. So I feel like I'm just being like tackled with things. But here we go.
That is
I'm
rough.
happy to be here. Asleep in our separate beds for the first time ever on this, the third day of our honeymoon. Until now, all honey and nougat and sparkling rosé turned swollen noses and crusty eyes. Must be jet lag, must be allergies, until the line arrived like a hot pink gate crasher, a racing stripe hastily drawn in the sand. I am positive. You are not. Yet. No more kissing, I say, looking up from the test. How could we have been so stupid? Over 100,000 people a day through Heathrow Airport, the virus we forgot about while satiated on so much skin, the truth now blowing our red Spanish curtains in the swelter of thick twilight. We quietly separate the two twin beds. And I have been exiled, ripped from our shared shelter, contagious, fatigue-shadowed, hot balloon-headed, falling asleep to the cricket requiems of summer's suicide while our two fingertips barely touch across a chasm of unfairness in our separate twin beds on this, the third day of our honeymoon. I awake at midnight shivering, sweat dizzy in the darkness with a hallucination of you climbing onto my balcony, a pirate boarding my ship, pulling the plank across the moat, slipping a thin paper veil over my nose and mouth, and now we're on one infected island in a fever dream of scarlet skin, your face blurred into the black dahlia haze, my body held hostage just out of sight. I never know how to say this word, Max.
Coup d'etat.
On the hill of my calves, a scorched insurrection along the open desert of inner thigh, now surrendered. I love you, whispered through the velvet delirium. I love you, a cool rain sizzling between scorched cobblestones. You press your lips against the moist paper part of my mask, then lift it. Our secret. The crickets hold their breath. The red curtains barely move in careless night.
Well read. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, the first thing I want to talk about is physically what this looks like. What do you think of how she's structured? Yeah.
It was really cool.
What are the effects of the positive you're not, the twin beds? What did you see what you did?
We're separate. We're distanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the I am
That
positive
was
you are
pretty
not
brilliant.
are like the
Yeah.
two ends of the COVID stick,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
then the two twin
Yet.
beds, and then yeah.
Yet.
The undercase stuff was interesting too. Like as I was reading it, where she chose to do undercase without punctuation. And there's a lot of missing punctuation actually.
Yeah, and actually, I think that's the shape. I'm not sure, but I think chasm of unfairness in our separate twin beds is a twin bed, a chasm, and a twin bed in the writing, if that makes sense. That's how it's supposed to look on the page to us.
Mhm.
And it's rare these
Oh,
days online that people are willing to take poems. What am I doing with poems? The last submission for this flash contest is a poem, but anyway, um, the flash pieces because it's really hard to show shape online. So yeah,
oh, yeah.
which is something poetry does too, and we haven't really talked about in Flash. You technically can try to do these kinds of things in Flash to let the shape of it represent in the same way that poetry can too. Just keeping in mind that often they won't want there to be shape because the formatting is so difficult
So
in
difficult.
right the platforms that they publish on.
You know,
What
it's
in
an
the
interesting comment because I don't know if it was my last class or whatever. I was getting in trouble for I like to how do I explain this? I like to control shape of my paragraphs in ways that don't align with the way that they like to say your paragraph has to break here when it switches from talking about this or that. Like I got corrected on something and I'm like, yeah, but I want you to read it in a certain way. So it's almost a poetic feel of controlling, same as like, you know, again, that neurospicy thing where I put commas, I'm purposely making you pause. I'm trying to control your pace, how your thoughts, where, you know, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's correct punctuation or a correct way to break a paragraph. I don't care. You know, that's And so it was a little bit of a push and pull where I had to break paragraphs in the way that the professor was requesting, but I didn't necessarily agree with it. I wanted to break up into multiple small ones, not one big one, and this needs to be together. So I don't, what's a right and wrong about that? I mean, how does writing poetically and controlling the way you would in a poem, spacing and pacing, how does that work when you're publishing and demands of that? I don't, what's your opinion on that?
Oh, I mean, what it comes down to is who ends up being the final editor and what you can agree with that publisher. And so I would say for school, and one of the things I say in the fiction fundamentals class is fiction fundamentals, I need you to show me the fundamentals. And my example is, Picasso used to be a brilliant realistic painter. I mean, and he painted so realistically, and he proved, and built the foundation of what was considered the best painting of the time long before he got experimental and did the things that we know him for. And so you in school you're proving one thing. When you're publishing with somebody, it's a question of if they're going to take it or not. And like I would say, Jen, your experience with Black Rose writing, they would probably ask you to group your paragraphs and keep it more traditional because they're writing commercial fiction.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. They want you to look like your competitor. They want you to look like the
right,
top seller in your genre
right.
because that's who you get compared to. And
And
that's
that's
what the
how,
publisher wants. That's what they want. They want the next bestseller. If you're going to write that genre, they want they want someone to look at whoever it may be, whoever that author is the
right.
number one. When your book opens, they want the reader to fall right into that, like it's
And if you're going
comfortable
to be
to
the
them.
next Nora Roberts, they're going to want you to prove that you don't head hop
Mhm,
before they're going to
mhm.
allow you to head hop, if that makes sense. Does
But in
anyone want to add
poetry,
anything in that perspective? Yeah, poetry already has that built in. Like you can
I mean,
just be
poetry is
crazy.
wonderful, but I was told don't break the rules until you know the rules.
Yes.
And
Wow,
then
that's such a shorter way to say what I just said.
don't break them. Once you know them, then yeah, and you can show it, then yeah. And that's also the second novel, the third novel, the fourth novel.
Right.
There, people are being more lenient with me, even me who writes forever, that maybe I can write a long novel and it's okay.
I think you said
Yeah.
something too. You mentioned genre, who your
Yeah.
competitor
What
or who
what are
you're being
you? Yeah.
compared to. I think certain
Right.
genres are more um lenient in how, or
Yes.
their expectations are set differently, which we did talk about genre. I think my last
Yeah.
class we were talking about, it was a genre class, the one before that, I think. I don't know. It's interesting.
Certainly your reader, because you get into some reader, some books, they expect that reader to be more highly educated, and they write to that reader.
Yeah.
And I was told write to ninth grade level for most of
Mm.
America, and that's what I had two journalists tell me who write for big newspapers. They said just we write to ninth grade level. Don't make them think too hard. It's just like the Hollywood movie that let's just get into it, get on with it. Don't. So, I kind of hate that. I think it's a little elitist, but I don't know,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah, depends on audience, depends on editor, depends on publisher. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Uh, any quick admirations, things that you wish you had written that was in here? Almost every time
Oh.
she uses a hyphen, I wish that I had written it.
I like how the paragraph that is like the fever dream is one long sentence.
That's it. The
Yes.
run on.
It's so
Yeah.
short, and that's just this full, and that's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely. I mean, I could picture maybe in a writing session, she wrote, I wake at midnight, like a one sentence one, and then built a bigger flash around it. Who knows, right? Yeah.
Mm.
So here, experimentation is definitely encouraged, but you've got a chance to see, what she did with the idea of shape, what she did with setting, and what she did with POV. So it's a very intimate experience with the first person eye. And we know they're in Spain. We picture maybe something Mediterranean, but that's all we need. We just need those hints. So I'm not saying that you have to tell me exactly. So then we went to Madrid, which is not on the Mediterranean. Um, Instead, we have enough to know that this was supposed to be a honeymoon. It was supposed to be romantic, and we can picture what it was supposed to be, even as it goes another way. So let's move on to the prompt. And I hate to cut us short, but we need time to write. So I talk about the layers of setting that emerge in Fever because we know it's a honeymoon and it's jet lag worthy for them. So they don't live in Spain, wherever they went from. Then we have a virus. And, this could tell us things like maybe when she says forgetting about the virus, maybe it's pretty contemporary because, obviously COVID is still prevalent and easy to catch. So maybe it's referring to that, but also look how smart she was. This flash will hold time long past when I hope either COVID becomes just like the flu or whatever. Maybe it is the flu. Okay, lost my place. We have twin beds. We have figurative language creating even more setting for us. And so I said to pick a moment from the sensory memories you did or an existing narrative, but I really don't care where you write from. All that matters is that writing happens. But let setting be a character alongside you or your fictional character. So pick, one of those moments you are working on for sensory detail, pick a scene that you're working on for your larger work, pick something that you have a sense of, and then just write what happens. All right, I'm setting the clock. Good luck, y'all. You have about a minute left. Okay, do your best to wrap things up, please. I apparently muted all of you, but not me, so I'm sorry if I was drinking my water in your ear. Dulcet tones of me swallowing. I try so hard.
Well,
I heard
well, you didn't you didn't sound like your mule, so that's a plus.
I knew when I had him as my backdrop for Discord this time, it was going to be so amazing. He was right over my shoulder, and yeah. Anyway, how'd it go? How was this prompt? Glory's giggling.
It took me in a weird way what came to mind.
Oh, my favorite. This is awesome. Great. Well, I'm really interested in hearing what somebody wants to share.
I
Okay.
can read it then. I can read my weird one.
Okay,
Go, Lori.
Lori.
Go, Lori.
Okay, see if you know what the setting is. Franklin gazed through the orange haze at Roberta, longing to touch her, to hold her. But when he moved his foot forward, something pushed it back, so he tottered in place like a weeble, wobbling but not falling down. Franklin had complained about the cramped living quarters to which they had been subjected upon arriving at this place. Parents, children, cousins, grandparents, friends, enemies, all crammed together in cylindrical steel buildings. But this was much worse, and now he craved the closeness. He could just make out the faces of a few family members around him, too far to touch, suspended in time and space, barely visible through the orangeness that tainted everything. Even the small white clouds were tinted orange. Then a curved metal blade came down from above and sliced Franklin in half, but no cry escaped his lips. The cut cleared his vision, and he found himself wedged between a piece of ham and a baked potato. Someone had finally taken a scoop of the jello mold, and Franklin, the pineapple chunk, was about to get his
Oh.
wish. Soon he would be reunited with his beloved Roberta in Aunt Martha's stomach.
You
I
never
don't know.
disappoint, Lori. You never
Well, just the
disappoint.
word setting, just maybe because my father's 90th birthday is next week, and everybody brings a Jello mold to the party, so it's like I don't know,
Oh
pineapple
my,
chunks and marshmallows.
oh my, and y'all, what is it with your Aunt Martha's and the Marthas in these things?
I never even thought
That's
of maybe
right.
that.
I think most of you don't know, but that's my legal name.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So,
The names. Oh,
Oh, names,
I
hate
hope
names.
I
Yeah.
hope your
and is
husband's
anyone?
legal name isn't Harold.
No.
Or Franklin? I
No.
can't believe I got two of
Franklin.
your spouses and ex-spouses over the past 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Enrique
My
and Carlos.
my ex doesn't come up often as a name, but I have faith, Lori. It'll happen before this term's over, and I'm not telling you what it is.
Okay.
So I thought it was a toy box. The Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I was sure that we had a
Oh.
bunch of toys.
Well, because he's suspended in the jello, so he's like
Ah.
wobbling, but he can't fall down because he's stuck in the jello. And
That's
he's
fantastic.
and the cylindrical metal thing is pineapple chunks are all in their can, to begin with. But then
Yeah,
when they put in the
Oh.
mold, they separate out.
yeah, yeah. That is weird.
Don't- yeah. Oh.
I don't even know what else to
Yeah.
say. I would like to
I-
compliment Melissa's point about crave the closeness, the alliteration that happened. Like
Oh,
you have a good
Mhm,
instinct for adding that stuff in to keep us rhythmically and like
mhm.
not assonantly, the other word. Oh, whatever the word is when you have those. Oh, it's alliteration. What is wrong with me? That keeps us really engaged as readers. So when you're taking us through this mysterious topic, you're helping create that narrative tension that keeps us going just by the nature of what you wrote, and that's pretty cool. Kind of like her shape, you know.
The orange
good.
haze, the orange haze, the orange haze. Always feeling
Yeah.
that. And that's made my mind just, what is it? What is it? What is it?
Jello.
I will confess that
It's
anytime that
Jello.
something's orange right now, I start taking it in the wrong direction. So maybe you could have made it red jello or
Yeah.
green jello, green, lime. Ugh,
Just said
it's
my
disgusting.
mother-in-law always made orange,
Oh,
but I
wow,
can't
really?
change it.
Okay, fair, definitely fair. That was fun, Lori.
Mm.
Thank you so much. That was a really good start.
You-
All right. I thought I saw Melissa making noises about the time Lori did. Are you up for reading yours?
Oh, sorry.
Me?
Oh,
Or
no,
Melissa?
Melissa. Sorry.
I can, it's short.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
She couldn't fly home, though she'd flown for decades, clocking her first flight before her first birthday. But on the way out to Florida on a layover in Vegas, she sat in the aisle for the short hop from LA, Burbank, actually. It was sudden. The sweat, like standing in a tub when the shower accidentally comes on. Her favorite t-shirt, some brand name she can still see the red and white tag for, instantly stuck to her soaked through body. The sweater she'd put on during the flight, she couldn't escape, so it soaked up the evidence as well. The drip down her back and into her jeans made her want out. The man next to her didn't notice her clutch her stomach and press her face to the tray table, return to its upright position. No flight attendant readied the plane for exit. So she swam there, exit row seat 18C, wondering if she was going to die from a heart attack, wondering why this was happening, wondering how she would be able to get on the connecting flight. That's right.
Wow.
I like that. Wondering, wondering, wondering. That's wonderful.
This
Yeah.
feels very much like it's connected to that one you wrote a time or two ago where she's going to drive all the way across the country because
This
it
is
helps us. Yeah. What stood out to everybody? What are favorite things that showed up in Melissa's writing?
The tray returned to the upright position. Made me laugh.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, you engage
I
with
like
the
standing
language
in a
that we were
tub.
expecting. Yeah.
You could really feel all the description. I mean, it made me uncomfortable. I've been there, covered in sweat.
Yeah, like the shower accidentally coming on.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
that.
Did anybody wonder if the sweat would literally show like dripping down the backside of her jeans, like if it would show beyond the sweater? Because I did. As soon as it was funneling down her back, I was like,
Hmm.
do her pants, appear wet when she gets up?
Hmm.
Not pants, Chris, but pants like Americans have pants.
What?
Okay then.
Well,
Well, that's
British,
true. Canadians don't have pants.
yeah, British
We just
pants are
go around
underpants,
pantless.
right?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. In
All I
fact,
know is I broke out in hives just thinking about all that heat. Oh,
yeah,
at
I'm,
my
I'm,
age, it's not a pretty sight.
I would turn the page to find out if she got on the connecting flight for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Especially with that anxiety. Yeah.
yeah. And it had a good air conditioning system or something. The relief that that would bring. Oh my God.
Yeah. Wonderful,
Hmm.
Melissa. Thank you.
Can we do a?
I don't think they make sound. Who's next?
I know, darn it.
I can go next.
Okay, Dan, thanks.
All right. Let's see. The sun sets behind the clouds, and the night breeze flows through the windows. Our torn curtains shimmer in the wind. I listen. You still haven't returned. It's been too long. The sounds from outside and our little section of the woods makes me wish for you now. The howls and screams, the bloody terror. It's dark now. The window is still open, and the small rustic cabin seems dim. The one candle in the center of the room doesn't give off the light it once seemed to. The smell, the odor of decay is strong. Almost enough to make me shut the window, but you're not back yet. I have to wait on you. It seems like it's been days, but probably only hours. You went to get supplies. We didn't need them, but you wanted to make sure if something happened, if they came here, that I could survive. The wood creaks on the floor. Are you back? I look toward the window. My hunger grows. I've missed you. The front door blows open. It's you. So strong and vital. Your heartbeat is fast and secure. It speeds up. I crawl toward you. You back away. I must have you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
Ah.
Hello, hello.
Why is he crawling?
That's kind of creepy. What's that line about the candle doesn't burn as bright? What was that?
The candle does. I got to find it now.
One candle in the center of the room.
The candle in the center room doesn't give off the light it once seemed to.
I like that. It
Yeah.
once seemed to. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
guesses,
It's
y'all.
raining. Sorry, I'm really excited. It's been
Is
so
it
hot
raining?
here. It's raining. I'm like, where's that sound?
Hooray!
It looks like it's snowing.
Yeah. It's been so hot here. I need to snow.
Okay, Linda, I think the heat's getting to
So
you, honey.
what do we think happened in Dan's piece? I mean, like, what are
Mm.
some guesses what's going on, or what would you, as a reader participating in making the meaning, what would you bring to it?
At first, I thought he was young, or somebody
Mhm.
was young, like a child,
Waiting for
you know.
like a mom to come
But that
back or
last
something.
line, yeah, but that last line really threw me.
Oh. I took it as
Yeah.
like a husband, wife waiting and in case getting supplies in case they came here, but then at the end it is actually the monster that's there or something. 'Cause I know you said you like writing horror. I think
Yeah.
that oh
Okay.
no.
Well,
Yeah, I kept thinking of that Lauren Groff one we read, Max, at the end of class. The one, was that our class?
Yes.
Life that, and it kept thinking of that one and the panther or whatever that's outside. And so I feel like there's definitely a monster here.
yeah.
My question, and I have no idea if this is at all accurate, was could this be a known person, and did like some known shift that can happen in the person's personality happen while the other person was gone? Because it felt like at the beginning it was one thing and it changed.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
then crawling across the floor could suggest a shift in whatever normalcy maybe this already had, if it was a person. I don't know.
So that's actually pretty on. That's sort of where I was going with it. So she was waiting
I'm
for him
a
to
good
come back
reader.
while she was gone, and she was infected by the virus or whatever.
He turned into a
Oh.
zombie.
So that's why when he comes in, she is not her anymore.
Yes,
So.
she's being a Quentin
Wow.
Tarantino vampire crawling across the floor. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And I love that was there enough, the crawling bed. I love that was there enough for me to pick up on some clues. That was really exciting for me.
Yeah.
Chris, you wanted to add
Well-
something?
No. I agree with everything. Yeah, it's really, really gripping and a great twist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
And even the
nice.
detail, like the torn curtains shimmer in the wind. It's just not just a curtain; it's a torn curtain.
Torn.
Yeah.
curtain.
Adds
Mhm.
to the
Yeah.
setting.
Wow.
The howling and the screaming. Oh God.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to see that one come up and spend some more time on it in the Discord channel.
My husband's gonna wonder why I have all the lights on tonight.
I know. I was thinking we should hold these
I
in the
don't know,
mornings,
honey.
not at night.
I know.
Yeah.
And mine's
Yeah,
gone
thanks for
tonight.
this, you know.
Yeah, for the
We're
first
here
time in
already.
how many months? Yeah. Dan, that was so fun. Thank you for scaring the
Oh,
pants
thank
off
Yeah,
me.
that was good,
Not-
Dan.
Not British pants. I still have my British pants
Yeah.
on. The pants what done it. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Thanks, Jen.
And on a lighter note,
Yay!
but still a little weird at the end, I think.
Love weird.
Like me. Okay. My skin pebbles as we descend into a dark green world, leaving behind a cloud of dust that billows behind us, coating our tongues and the back of the car in a fine layer of dog day summer. Don't touch me. I push my brother's foot away. He's hogging the seat. Mom, tell her to move over. My brother whines on purpose. I'm not even near him. You two better settle down back there, or we're going back to the cabin. My father's voice falls like an executioner's axe, cutting off all conversation. I glare at Lee. He glares back. Another silent battle in an unending war. We survive to fight another day. I scooch over and lean out the window, holding tightly to the door as our station wagon sways like a ship at sea, lumbering like an elephant down a steep slope toward the waterhole. My ears echo with the crunch of river rocks, and I inhale the clean, moist scent of pine and oak and hidden places. My ears peer into the gloom. Something moves and my eyes widen. Was that a bear? Was that an Indian? My heart beats faster. Soon I will feel the water-worn skipping stones shifting beneath my feet as I move deeper into the cold water. Soon I will giggle as the tadpoles nibble at my toes. Soon I will feel the rush of wind as I sail skyward, clinging to the fat, scratchy rope like a monkey, my size threes resting on a fibrous knot, my teeth clenched, my eyes half closed as I swing into the golden sunshine, then plummet into blue-green, sinking into black before shooting back up, hands clawing water like an otter, bursting into air like a rocket, feeling like I hit a home run, got an A+, won the race. I swim to the bank, grasp my muddy roots, and pull myself out, ready for another go. My father laughs and claps, and I think this time it's for me, but his eyes are on Lee. My brother swings higher and dives like a kingfisher, and as his feet disappear, I wish. I wish.
Oh.
Wow.
What do I wish?
Yes.
I was gonna try to finish it like I wish that he didn't come back up.
No, it's
You
I wish,
know?
and not even the second I wish. Would everybody agree with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I
yeah,
mean,
fabulous.
we know what she wishes, and then we get to
Yeah.
fill in all these other things that we also think she wishes.
You know,
Oh,
you can't share any of this with anybody because then I'll have to kill y'all all because this is so much of me leaking
Well,
out, about
I
my
have
dad.
I have the exact same father and brother, so I know exactly
Mm,
the position you're in.
yeah,
Perfect example of
yeah.
no.
like,
Like show not tell. It's every sibling rivalry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm,
yeah.
Wow.
You didn't tell us a
yeah.
thing in this. You showed us everything. Her,
Uh,
the narrator's part here, where it was so imaginative. She's an otter. She's a rocket. She's a home run. She's an A+. She's just won the race. Like that exhilaration, all that we need. His eyes are on Lee. I mean, my gosh, I fell so far, And you didn't have to
Yeah.
tell us a
Yeah.
thing, right? You just showed us that scene, and we know it all.
and yet it's never enough. It was never enough. So
Never.
Yep.
you could just keep doing the best, 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 but it
Yep.
never
Yep.
seemed to be enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Your
So
parent
that, can
could.
y'all tell where it was? I mean, I didn't say, it's in the Buffalo River. It's in Arkansas in the
Sure. Do
Ozarks.
we need to know which river it is?
No, but does it feel like it's in the mountains or it's in the woods I mean, that was why I was throwing the Indian and the bear in there. I was trying to get that feel of old forest or
Yeah, so for
the
the
bear in
rest of the
particular.
people, if you were to give sort of a stereotypical name to what this setting is, what is the setting minus like state and the name of the river, and what is the setting?
A river in the woods.
Yeah,
Pretty generic, yeah, but still, yes, the river in the woods, cold water. It's sort of a mountainous hope feel to it, going down, down. Yeah.
my brain put it in a quarry.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Oh, hey, that's a good
Doesn't
one.
matter. Doesn't matter. It's the water. It's the right.
Mm,
It's like summer.
right.
It's a family outing. It's all the things that we recognize. And so you gave us enough family dynamic to do the rest of it with.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And your similes were amazing, especially like, and I know Max taught us this before, like lumbering like an elephant. Okay, maybe that's used, but lumbering like an elephant down the steep slope to the swimming hole, where you take an existing cliche or simile or something and add to it. I love when people do that. That was really descriptive.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Great
Yeah.
point, Lori.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Brilliant for real.
Mhm. Yeah.
Good job. Thank you, Jen. Thanks. That was great.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
I'll go.
all right, Allison, you go.
Okay. I watched the amber and rust trees outside the window blur by in a haze of surreal artwork as I sunk into the plush velvet of the seat cushion. My lavender brocade skirt no longer a weight on my person, but I felt the substantial heaviness of the great iron machine moving around me, gently swaying left, then right, moving me towards freedom. I was lucky enough to get a private compartment and therefore had full control of the lamplight, turning the gas lazy low, relying only on the starburst of the sunset to illuminate my solitary cocoon for the next several hours. The train was my companion. The consistent clack of the tracks, the steam puffing in time, comforted me that together we left and together we'll arrive, far away from the London society. My head nodded, and just as my eyes were glazing over, the soft slide of wood on oiled rollers and the rattle of the wavy glass door shook my reverie. As far as I got.
Ooh.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Who wants to keep on that train ride?
Ah, wavy
Is that,
glass doors.
Yeah.
did you mention London there, Alison? Was that set
Yeah.
in England?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
I mean,
That's where my heart and soul is always, in England.
Is it really?
Aw.
Oh, great.
Absolutely. That's I bred gypsy horses and we used to go back for years up to the Lake District and Appleby and all that. So yeah, my heart is always there.
Oh, wow. Mine too. Mine too. I have to be honest.
yeah.
That's just running away, running away.
Mm.
Nice.
Well,
Nice.
and who else can give you a train experience like that than England, right?
Right,
Mm.
right.
I have never been on a train. I do not think.
Any train ever?
Wow.
Well,
Well,
the one at the fair, the little.
yeah. Do yourself a favor and don't start with Amtrak.
Yeah.
Or the
I
New
had
York
friends of
subway.
mine. I had friends of mine who used to ride from Memphis to New Orleans when I was in school in Memphis, and they would come back. They've got the jazz festival every year,
Hmm.
and they would come back with all these stories. But inevitably, they would run over somebody somewhere in Louisiana,
Oh my God.
and they'd have to stop and clear the dead body or what's left of it, and then they'd
Oh,
go
oh
on.
my.
That's horrible.
So they would, whenever they were saying we're getting a group together, we're going, and I'd say, no, I don't want to be part of that murder. I'd say, here, thing, a bunch of murdering crazy people.
Oh my God.
And
So
celebrating
did we get a sense that this was more historical, this piece, or is it present day?
Yeah.
historical.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the wavy glass door. So
Mhm.
that
And the great
are the
iron machine. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought train, like before you said train, you gave a great description of it. I could
Yes.
feel it in your own compartment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and their gas lamps, so for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
right.
Turn the
lazy
gas lamps
low.
up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that. Really lovely. And so then when I said setting can be a character, this character actually made the setting a companion on the trip. So I mean, you doubled down on setting his character, which was pretty lovely.
yeah, yeah,
Then really nice further in together we left and together we'll arrive. And then the sibilance and soft slide of wood, all of those turned out really nice
Yeah.
in that. You're on your
Yeah.
way to something really, really exciting.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, bravo.
Let's have some silent. Come on, everyone react here. Let's do some.
Yay.
Yay. Balloons.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're down to very few people who'd like to go next.
I can go next.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay. I've been working at the library for a few months now, 2 days a week. I don't get paid for it. It's not work really. I volunteer. I just like the peace and quiet. I like the fact that no one comes in here, or almost no one. Just the odd weirdo and the wrinklies mainly coming here to keep warm. We need to expand the large print section, but that's another story. I'm not sure books serve much purpose, to be honest. Most people I know, sorry, I'm not sure books serve much purpose, to be honest. Most people I know don't read. They can, they just can't be bothered. What do I want to read for? They say life's too short. Well, I say you might learn something. They say I spent 12 years in compulsory education and didn't learn anything. So I'm not going to learn much in a flipping library. Well, I say you'd be surprised. They say I hate surprises. When I say they, it's not really they, it's she, it's her, it's Tracy Stockhill. She's been coming here a fair bit recently during what she calls her lunch hour. But we have a strict no food, no drinks policy, so that doesn't make much sense. She sits on the table next to the photocopier and swings her legs in her pencil skirt. She's wearing black tights and silver ballet slippers, I can't help but notice. I don't know how you cope working here, she says, all this quietness, all these books. It's so dreary. It would drive me mental. Anyway, that's as far as I've got.
Oh my gosh.
That's terrific.
What a great start.
Oh.
Yeah. What do we love about it? Why are we all like, oh, it's terrific? For good reason.
I
Well,
just
the,
shifted from like they to she, and there was this character. It was so amazing, that shift.
Yes.
yeah. She's so not the library. She's
Yeah.
so opposite the library with her
Oh,
flash and her movement and her,
yep.
yeah.
There's
And Al,
tension. I love the
yeah.
tension. I love reading things that are a playful, yet maybe it's not. Somebody else wrote something the other week that was like that, where it's like, are we friends? Are we frenemies? Are we, is there a want there, but yet, maybe there's not. It's that tension, that subcurrent.
Yeah, why is she there? She doesn't like it at all. Why is she there? Because of you? I mean, I like that. She's there for a reason, because,
Yeah.
why
And he's
else would she be
frustrated
there?
by her, and yet intrigued, yet you're continuing to speak about it. So obviously you're not as frustrated as you think you are because you're still enthralled. So
She's not there
yes,
for the
lots
books,
of
I was gonna say.
subtext.
Oh,
Yes.
Dan, right?
She's been there,
Mm-mm.
like making her legs go all around. She's there to flirt.
She
He's
ain't there
gonna
for the
read.
Dewey.
He's gonna read to her. That's what.
She, she ain't there for the Dewey Decimal System. I can tell you that right now. Mm-mm.
So
But I
goofy.
love what you said about the story. The something about it wasn't where was that
Oh, I
line?
said, oh yeah, I said,
That's
we,
another
we, we,
story.
we need to expand the large print section, but that's another story.
I love all those little. Yeah, I mean
Oh.
that's so fun. That's fun. Yeah,
Now I
books,
have a
a
question.
story.
When you said the odd weirdo, after that, did you say the wrinklies?
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
I thought you did. So it's like the old people are called the wrinklies? Is that what it was? Oh,
yeah.
that was funny. It's like he's talking to me.
I know.
Hello.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wrinklies come in just to
The
keep warm.
wrinklies.
The wrinklies.
So it's super fun is
Oh.
the impression I have is that we think we know what this narrator is doing. This first person narrator is talking to us about libraries and why they're important and how people come there not to read, but to get warm or use the computer or do whatever. And we're like, yeah, we know the story, we know it. And when I say they, I mean she. And we're like,
Yeah.
what?
I
That's
like that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Pow,
Yeah.
pow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
name and everything about,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it shook up everything we thought we knew was going to happen in the story. And that was super fun. And I'm
Yeah.
with Linda,
Okay.
like maybe he's going to end up reading to her or whatever. And because this person volunteers 2 days a week, like, you get the impression she's young or something or weird or I don't know. But how I'm with Allison. There's so much tension. I'm dying to know where this goes. So
I know what it made me think of in that. You remember Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, You've Got Mail? That
mhm.
Yeah.
tension
Yeah.
between them where we're frenemies. We're
Yeah.
interested, but yet we're
Yeah.
not, and we're
Right.
supposed to hate each other. That current, that's a great current.
Yeah.
Ah, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Feels like that's happening. Wonderful.
Either.
That was wonderful. Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Chris.
great. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Mm.
Am I correct that Linda is who's left? Everybody else
Yeah,
is gone?
I still have something. It's unclear. I'll
No,
read
Eh,
it to you.
I
did
parsed
you
it
say
up.
it's
We know.
brilliant?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so.
Anyway, yeah. You're sitting on it. My husband slides his phone at me across the breakfast table, and I stare at the screen. Wordle lights the way in blue and orange for greater contrast. Poor colorblind guy. I take another swig from my coffee cup. What? Sitting on what? I don't know the word. Oh, chair. I near
Oh,
yeah, sitting on it. Boing, smack against the plate glass window. I nearly choke on my milky coffee. Downy feathers like dandelion fluff float up, and we see him veer away. Mr. Cooper. The resident Cooper's hawk flew another dove into
Oh,
our plate glass window. Distressed, my husband runs outside to see what happened, hoping to save the dove. No, wait, I say. Let Mr. Cooper have his breakfast. You can't save the dove. My husband comes back inside and we draw the shades partially down. We watch yellow claws clamp on our patio railing. I can't read my writing. Um, the eastern sun beats on the injured dove, who spasms a little more than a mirage, a memory now. Mr. Cooper comes closer and finally, beneath our gaze, swoops in and away. Beneath our sight, beneath our something, I don't know, swoops in and away. Um, my husband blinks his eyes at me in sudden realization. I didn't help the dove by going outside, did I? It took longer. I don't know. I mean, I was running out of, yeah. But anyway, yeah, because it took longer because he went out. So it took longer for the hawk to come.
Oh, so it took you
oh,
longer for him to
oh,
die. Yeah,
It
you
took
could.
it longer to die.
oh,
Yeah, maybe it sounded like he already died, but
right.
he wasn't dead yet. So, yeah.
oh.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I hate the circle of life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes, yeah.
I mean, I love the part of it that I'm in, but yes. You could even
Yeah.
play around with the dialogue a little and just say, don't go, you'll prolong or whatever, and then
Yeah,
we'll
that would
know.
work.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
never, as anybody who's heard my verbal feedback knows, don't go with the words that actually come out of my mouth in verbal feedback because it's like diarrhea, but yeah, something akin to that might work.
Yeah, don't go to the words that come out of my pen in 6 minutes when I haven't thought of anything before. Anyway, yeah.
Anything else we loved about it?
I have my addition just got finished on my house, and I've got 5 big 6 foot by 3 foot windows across the back, and I'm a bird fanatic. So I've got multiple hummingbirds and all these other feeders. And every day now I hear thump, thunk,
Yeah.
thump,
Oh,
and they're running into the windows.
Well,
yeah.
I've done various things like those old UV flashes. I have
Oh
right
my
now
God.
a piece of paracord with some of it hanging down to kind. So I'm
I'm
like,
like,
wait, I thought it was
mm,
working. I thought it, but yeah, it was working. It's just the Cooper's hawk ran them into the
yeah. And
flag.
I run out there and I pick up whatever it is and I hold them and pray and hold them. And,
Yeah.
half of them kind of, and then they fly off to the next tree. And then I saw them fall. I thought, well, I just
Yeah.
prolonged that, you know? And then I feel like I'm an accomplice. It's a horrible feeling. But yeah, that was real graphic. I mean, I got
Yeah.
all that really well.
Yeah, the setting detail was really good. And the
Yeah.
Wordle, the chair, that was funny.
And then you just see the
You're sitting on it.
claws, under the, yeah.
You
Whew.
pull
Yeah.
the blind. Yeah.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting for you to think about how Wordle, like you're describing a scene that probably happened, but how can you make that Wordle function for you to have to do with what happen for the dove. Like, how can you push the boundaries of truth? You know, like sometimes story truth is truer than happening truth. Maybe change the word to clause or whatever. I mean,
Yeah, that's a
hawk,
good idea.
hawk, right?
Yeah,
Whatever, you
yeah.
know.
HAWK. You need
Yes.
five. Five.
HAWK, clause, CLAWS.
Claws. Yeah.
Yeah. Hawks, plural. Anyway, though
Yeah.
they usually won't do plural.
DAGA.
They usually won't do plural, but yeah. Daddy, no? Okay. Anyway, all to say, now that you have this awesome scene set up and you put us in it and we've really viscerally experienced it, force it to do that double duty for you when you're revising on it, is my advice. Okay, we have to go on because it is 6 o'clock and we have a half an hour, and it's time for a speed round, people. Here we go. Who wants to read The Mirror Has Grown Slow by Huina Zhang? I made up how to say that name.
I'll read it.
Thanks, Jen.
Let's move on. The Mirror Has Grown Slow by somebody with a weird name that I can't pronounce. The bathroom mirror has grown sluggish. When I brush my teeth and stick out my tongue, foam clinging to the corners of my mouth, it takes 7 seconds for the girl inside the mirror to do the same. I force a smile. The foam is already drying on my cheek, but her face remains blank, as if she's forgotten how to move. I call someone to replace it. The installer steps in and says, "This mirror's fine. What are you trying to fix?" I tell him it's slow, forgetful. He frowns, and so does his reflection. He grins, revealing yellow teeth, and the mouth in the mirror stains the same. "It just reacts a little late," he says, wiping away steam, like someone getting old. I put on the red dress Mom gave me for my birthday 2 years ago. The zipper sticks halfway up my back. "Do you still recognize me?" I ask. The girl in the mirror still wears a white blouse and straight pants. I tie my hair into a ponytail and grin at her. Her hair hangs loose, her makeup flawless. I pull out my old stuffed rabbit from the back of the closet, my best friend from childhood. Her version slings a black crossbody bag. I want to lash out at her slowness, her confusion. I glare. She looks back, uneasy. Fine lines gather at her eyes. Silver threads appear at her temples. Her figure swells like rising dough. Only when the peony-shaped jade brooch emerges at her collar do I realize she looks just like my mother before dementia took her. Now we both stand still. I wait for her to catch up, and she maybe is waiting without knowing why.
Oh, this story, right? Ugh, really great. And I'm not sure I 100% understand it, but it has something to do with identity, us not being who we think we are, and how we always turn into our mothers, if you're a woman.
Please don't say that.
I know, right? I mean, I've been fighting it as hard as I
We've had
can.
horror, we've had dead doves, and now you're telling me I'll turn into my mother.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
maybe you could write a
my.
horror piece about that, Lori. But what I wanted to play with is for us to think about, because this has to do with POV, really, and POV is about the perspective of how, you know, we see that character, we see ourselves. And in this, I love the way that Zhang is playing with, I am one thing, and what's reflected back to me is something else. So there's like masks that we wear in the world, that kind of thing. I'm going to pop right into the prompt because we got to get writing. So a popular cliche is that life is about change. So consider a different version of the character, you or someone in fiction, that you had in mind to write about. I forgot part of the sentence. The difference could be age, or it could be the many masks we wear, depending on what setting we're in. You know, who am I when I volunteer at the library versus who am I when I'm out at the barn yelling at Nora Roberts through my headphones? Try using a different POV to write this person or yourself. Like, wouldn't it be fun to write about yourself using she or they, or, you know, we, he, oh my God, and their experience. Could you try the collective we? Like, what if you were wearing one of your masks of, say, professionalism, what would the we of that mask say, right? Or the we of authors, or the we of flash writers, or whatever you wanted. Or what happens if you use the second person you to write about yourself, right? So find the strangeness of difference for those identities and then write what happens. That's what we're doing here this time.
Okay.
All right. Any questions? Okay, go for it, everybody. You've got 5 minutes. You have a minute left. All right, do your best to wrap things up, please. And then we will run into speed round where I squirm uncomfortably because I, again, didn't time it well enough for us to talk about everybody's work. But we have had amazing, robust conversation happening over in Discord. I'm so excited about the way that you're helping each other with your work. And so every now and then I just start bleeding from the fingers. So if I left too many comments, just smack me. And I should be actually home this weekend, so maybe I will be able to read this week sooner than today, sooner than Thursday morning. All right, so we are gonna go sliding through these as fast as we can to be sure we finish in 20 minutes. Who would like to kick us off?
I can go.
Go.
Okay,
Go,
so
Dan.
Dan spoke first, and then I saw Linda's hands go up, and then Jen. So that's our order.
All right. We are one. United we stand and cannot be torn apart. As one, we will complete the task. We march into the office and throw down the notebook. You, in your smugness, look down at us. You assume you know us, all about us, and aim to tear us. We wait. You pick up the notebook. All of our musings, our creativity on display. You push your glasses up on your nose and give that nod of comprehension. Have you understood us? Are you still trying to take us down? You motion for us to have a seat on the leather couch, the only couch in your office, so you can sit behind your mahogany desk and judge us. But we are many and will not go down without a fight. You tried to get us to turn on one another, but we are united. We stand together. We watch as you pick and pry, looking for the loose thread to unravel us. We are confident that it can't be done. Then you smile. Little Susie. She was never on our team. She didn't believe in the destruction and harm we did. That was why she couldn't be primary. Susie speaks for us. She will have the surgery, and we will lose one another. And that's the end.
Oh my goodness. I'm clapping, but I'm typing.
Wow.
Okay, this feels like it's like science fiction or something amazing. What do we think? What do we think, everybody?
Susie was with the group, then wasn't. That's what the last line really, I felt like it threw me. I mean, explain that.
Not
What
yet.
that was
So,
It's the
about.
surgery.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, keep everybody talking. Woo.
Because we have to give our impression of what we experienced
Okay.
enough so that people
Okay.
can get a sense of how much do they need to add, right?
They felt so strong. They felt strong. They felt together. And I was rolling with that, you know?
Mm.
And then I felt like something bad was coming or something, you know. Ooh, that
I
had me
have
sitting
to
on it.
I have to say right at that, right when you said that, Jen, none of these are in my writing in the notes here, but what if we have a case of multiple personalities and the leather couch is a Dan, I'm reading your mind today.
yeah,
Oh
you got
my
it. You got it.
God.
Oh, no way.
Whoa.
No way.
Yeah. But I tell you, I'm a pretty serious reader, is all I'm going to say. This is what I do with life. But yeah, I mean, because of the leather couch and the glasses, and they all wrote the letter. And then Susie, if she's choosing to be sort of excised, she's probably the core identity of all these.
Correct. Yep. She's the one that they're trying
Wow.
to go against.
Oh,
Golly.
wow.
Dan, that's such a
That
cool
is cool.
idea. Oh my God, what am I
Oh.
doing? We're supposed to be speed rounding. Why don't you all tell me when I stop speed rounding? Dan, how exciting. Please put that up and we'll talk more about it in Discord.
Yes, yes.
And
I
then I
think the
think it's,
desk screwed me. I think I wanted him in a leather chair
yeah,
by the
yeah.
couch. Yeah. Box of Kleenex ready, therapy.
All
Okay.
right. So then we have Linda, then Jen. Linda,
This is, I'm like in
brilliant.
that mirror. Everything's really slow. Okay, here I go. You look gorgeous wearing green and purple now, resplendent, glowing, welcoming, rumbling rainstorm skies blooming as the sun sets once more. Soon the cool tinge of night melts more adamantly into both night and day. God damn it. You change your wardrobe. Dusky greenish gray now, caring less about standing out. You miss the buzz of summer days, but you are desert patient. The spring will return, and so will the rains.
Yeah.
Oh,
Desert
beautiful.
flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, nice. More. Put it up. I can't wait to talk about it. That was fun. Okay, I think Jen's next. And somebody be ready to pop your hand up
Then me.
after
I go
then
away.
Allison. Okay.
The air fills with the fragrant mix of hazelnut, vanilla, and almond, and you close your eyes, breathing deeply, savoring your morning routine, enjoying the emptiness before the morning rush. When you open them, you see a young woman in the doorway, rumpled shirt, ratty jeans, one tennis shoe untied, her arms clasped to her body as if to hold in her guts. She stands frozen like a deer, the only movement her flickering eyes. You speak softly so not to spook her. Morning, what can I get you today? Her shoulders hunch, her head bows. Well, she doesn't really know what she wants or needs, and you give her time to process. One hesitant step, then another. She moves closer. You swallow your gas when she lifts her head. The bruise is darkly purple. Your heart stutters with familiarity. You know you cannot wait. You know you have to take charge. We have a special today, cappuccino with croissants. That sounds good. You smile. She doesn't. The cafe is empty, but soon your regulars will be lining up for their morning shots. You lead her to a private reading nook in your book room. She sits in one corner with her back to the wall. I'll be right back, you promise, then gesture to the books. Feel free to browse. When you return carrying your tray, she's flipping the pages of an unexpected book. Oh, you garden? You ask, and place a china plate with two croissants in front of her. I used to, a ghost of a smile before her lips thin. I grow herbs out back. You're welcome to take a look. Her eyes light up for a second, then dim. She seems to stare at the plate. Do you need anything else? You see her struggling to speak. I can't pay for this. You're not surprised. You don't have to. You've paid enough already. Then she does surprise you. He did mean it. You sigh. They never do. Her shoulders drop. I can't go back. A single tear slides down her cheek. Do you have a place to stay? She shakes her head, her eyes downcast. It's time. Well, I happen to know someone with a room to rent, but I don't have a job. She raises her head. You see hurt, broken dreams, fear, and desperation. Oh, I think we can come up with something for you to do. Now there's something new, a glimmer, a spark, a hope. Your heart fills with peace, and you thank God she came to you.
Oh, oh.
I read it right hard. You guys got me just, I hate this class. I hate it.
I hate it too.
I hate
I
it.
know.
Also, and then we'll speed around it, but I just want to say that that's the first time you've shown me Bree's bruised face, and you about broke my heart.
Mm.
You
Oh,
talked
that's
about
Bree
her
from your
seeing
book?
you talked about her seeing bruises in the mirror before, but it's really different to filter it through
Oh.
this person's
Mm-hmm.
place at the
Mm-hmm.
coffee shop. Yep.
And
Changes everything.
that was I was thinking, and I almost made it
Wow.
Charlene, but I backed off and I thought, well, I used to rescue women, so this was kind of something I saw in
Oh,
my
wow.
cafe. I had a little cafe, and that's what I
Oh.
did. I didn't mean to do it. Women just kept showing up. I guess the word got around that I was a
Yeah.
softie and that I would help, or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah.
But now that
Yeah.
you say that, that's definitely, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, and that's when I was like, free with the room to rent. I was like, oh, I
that's
know who
great.
this could be. Yep. Wow.
Good, good
Okay.
grief. Okay, moving
Incredible
on.
speed round. Allison's next. Can't wait to see this up in Discord.
Let go, she says to me. I cling harder to the pink daisy bedspread, frilly lace edging in bundles of fists. Let go, she implores me. I fight the waves of nausea crashing through my stomach like an endless tsunami. This is what you wanted, she berates me. I feel the numbing tingle trickle down to my tight fingertips and release the sateen fabric. Open-palmed, I slide down the bedside with a thump on the floor. She's there, crouching next to me, patting the tangled web of unbrushed, unkempt, mousy brown hair knotted across my glistening brow. Stop fighting it, and let it take you away, she coos. I lay my head on the cool, quietly still tile, the rocking feeling slowing, and reach out to her fading, effervescent form. It's over now, I hear her echo. Don't leave me, I plead, grabbing at the floor, scattering the last bit of pills I spit up as when nerves failed too late.
Oh,
Yeah, man,
wow.
it's trauma night.
This is, yeah.
Woo!
Well, to be fair, this form of writing is sort of that happens.
Oh
Wow.
God.
Hey,
Yeah,
so one that I
get
really would
that
love to
bad.
dig into, so please put it up on Discord so that I can talk about why coos seemed so evil. Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
A bunch of us were,
Yeah, it
well, a bunch
does.
of us. There's a bunch of typing
Yeah.
in the chat. Check out that, Allison, before we shut this tonight for sure.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. Speed round's going well. We're gonna probably finish on time. We still have Melissa, Chris, and Lori. Who would like to go next?
Go, go, go.
I can go.
I can go.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
The first night in the Pensacola house, set up in her cousin's bedroom, all she wants to do is wash off the flight. The scars of the first leg, really. A bath would be nice, but it's storming outside, so she settles for the sink, under her arms, around her lower back, between her legs. It's not supposed to be dry in the land of hurricanes. Not like, oh no. Not like home, not like the desert suburb after the earthquakes. The earth here gets claustrophobic. When the clown takes to snoring and she can't sleep now, not just from the shaking or the snoring, she covers herself with her old stuffed animals in the front clawfoot tub. And she sleeps. Oh, sorry, her head fallen into the floral wallpaper, peeling back even then, the dove soap peaceful in her nostrils. He finds her there in the morning, three bears on her lap, a crocodile wrapped around her neck, a brown and white beanbag dog across her heart, and a Raggedy Andy shoved up her back. That's all I got.
Wow. Especially
Cool.
love those little details. Man, I feel like I was right there. Definitely the setting is there, the sensory detail, really exciting stuff. Put it up in Discord. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, Lori?
God.
Sure. I really like that last optional piece that you put on there, the run-on one and so
Yes.
mine's kind of in a smaller version of that. Okay.
Oh, Imagine
Age
the
is just,
Fire? No, second person.
was that the
That
last one?
no.
Yeah,
It,
River. That was really, yes.
That one
yeah.
is pretty
Yeah.
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Age is just a number, is what 20-year-olds say with their firm bodies and smooth skin and dancing eyes and hair. They color white just for kicks, but they'll learn when they get older that if age is just a number, then that number is 666, the sign of the devil. And gone will be their devil may care attitudes where nothing matters and nothing is dangerous and nothing can stop them, but eventually age will stop them and stop them and stop them until they're stopped dead. And I can take a breath. That's just what came out.
Whoa! Something for Hot Flash?
Maybe.
I think we know.
Maybe.
I think we know the journal you want to revise that up and send it to. Oh my God. I
Uh,
just want to say that feeling of switching from nothing, 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 stop, 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 dead. Worked so well. Please put it up. We'll talk more about it in Discord for sure.
Yeah.
And if,
Okay.
boy, if I keep up speeding like this, we're going to be done a little bit early, but this is very hard to time. Chris, can you bring us home?
Well, I can just about, but not really, because it took me forever to get going on this one.
Yeah,
And I really literally only wrote about 35 words, maybe not even. So
but they're brilliant.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
brilliant.
It is Flash, so you can do that.
Right. They say life's what happens when you're busy making plans. So I figured if that's the case, I want to live as much as I possibly can. So I made a whole bunch of plans.
Really quick, since we have time.
I planned a vacation to Hawaii. I planned a trip to New Orleans for the jazz festival, and that's as far as I got.
That's what I was gonna ask. So
don't take Amtrak. Okay.
would you give a list, and then where do you think you'd launch from there? Where do you picture the next step happening?
It becomes absolute chaos, complete chaos for this character.
So does it go back to proving or disproving life's what happens when you're busy making plans?
Yeah, it proves that it is what happens when you're busy making plans.
Yeah, nice.
And he gets a whole bunch of life, but
nice.
Before you enact
oh man, if you get the chance to write it, I know we'd love to see it in Discord.
Yeah.
And I do want to say what you brought up, since we have a few minutes, because I rushed us. That's one of the most fun things you can do with cliche, is to throw up one that we know. So, just it's worn, it's tired, and you launch with it. And that's like a promise to a flash reader. I'm going to do something with this that you're not expecting, right?
Mhm.
When you say, give me a really bad cliche. Or like,
youth is wasted on the young.
You mean Lori's piece?
Yeah.
Lori could probably kick off with that cliche in her piece, and it would be even better, right? Because it's that promise that we are going to be reinforced in it usually, but in a way that's so entertaining. Something like, it's just a promise that's going to be worth our while to hear what you have to say about it. Yeah. Y'all, what another amazing night. The fact that this magic works over and over again blows my mind, but it does. It really does. And it's all because of y'all, and then the intellectual energy you bring to this moment. It really does get shared. It's that weird thing I told you about, even on Zoom, we just start to bring our minds together, and that energy is super showing up over in Discord. I was so excited to read what you're all writing for each other. So please keep showing up in that space and talking to each other about your writing. And next week, we're going to talk about sensory detail, which you all were doing so amazingly tonight. We probably don't need to have that class, but we will focus on it for our writing for next week for sure. Anything for me?
I will just tell you, I will not be here next week. We're going to be out of town. So,
oh, no.
I will be back. So.
And there is a chance that we might just do Zoom again, because at least it didn't echo and my headphones worked the whole way through Zoom. In which case, I will fix the scheduled email I have, that goes out on Thursday morning, and I will add the Zoom link to it. Is probably what you're going to see have happen, and it'll be different than this Zoom link. It'll be one that I'll make for the rest of the class.
Okay.
And so, Dan, I'm sorry, just to say, like, or Melissa, if you're not going to be there, there should be an actual, real, listenable recording that you can use. There will be no echoes. The recording always works great on Zoom. Yeah. Are you not coming either, Melissa?
I can't. I have another back to school night thing.
Yeah, I understand. That's just.
And I'm in the rest of the way.
Yeah, and then I'll check on Arden. I haven't sort of figured out where she is yet, but hopefully she'll come next time.
Well, next Thursday is my birthday, so I will be here, but I'll be eating cake. That's probably why these age ones are coming out.
Is it a big one? Is it a big
62.
birthday?
It's a big number.
Yeah.
Now those look like jellyfish.
Well, we will be sure to celebrate. Everybody, it's BYOC. Bring your own cake for Lori's birthday next week.
And
Mm.
on birthdays, calories don't count and prompts don't matter. So I'll write what I want.
Awesome. I can't wait. Can't wait. Well, thank you all
I
so much.
do. I want to say one thing that when you said about that it gets better and better because it's my second time around, and it the momentum builds. But what does it for me is I feel like I could sing anything in front of y'all.
Isn't
I
that
mean, I feel
crazy?
it's a
Yeah.
safe environment to really just not, not,
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't have to, I don't worry if someone's going to say, well, that's stupid or, whatever. I don't
I
know,
would
but it's
climb
just,
through this camera.
yeah, it feels great.
I'm so
Feels
glad
great.
you feel that way, Jen.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Really
Well,
cool.
I'm so glad you're all here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday for sure.
Yeah,
Unless you
All
can't
fantastic.
right.
make it and then watch the video.
Okay.
All right. Have a
Great.
great night,
Thank you, everyone.
Good
Thank
Bye,
you.
night.
y'all.
Bye.
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 Bye.